The University of Chicago released a study revealing that nearly 20% of Americans are getting less than 5 hours of sleep per night. That same study concluded that getting less than 5 hours of sleep per night is equivalent to adding 10 to 15 years of aging onto your body from a hormonal standpoint, which is absolutely insane. But that is reversible with good sleep and good sleep quality. However, once we're over 5 hours, more sleep isn't necessarily going to fix the problem. Do you get 8 hours of sleep, but you don't wake up feeling rested? Or maybe your memory retention, recall isn't the same as it used to be, or you're not dreaming as much anymore? The problem doesn't just lie in the amount of sleep, but the quality of sleep. So I've put together 5 tactics to optimize your sleep, and most importantly, optimize sleep efficiency so we're getting the most bang for our buck and for our time in the bed. Now what you guys are thinking, but actually recovering our body. So the wife, that's for later. However, in order to optimize our sleep efficiency, we got to understand the 3 stages of sleep, because, not to lecture you guys or bore you guys about giving you a lesson about sleep, but we can pull, if you are sleeping 8 hours, but you're waking up and you don't feel rested, okay? That's probably a deep sleep issue. If you're not dreaming, if you're having trouble with memory, cognitive function, that's probably REM or light sleep. So, in general, a fully optimized human body, these are about your numbers, roughly. About light sleep should be about 50 to 60% of your sleep, REM sleep 20 to 25%, deep 15 to 25%. Now, deep sleep is going to be where our hormones are built. We're releasing testosterone, growth hormone, recovery. That's going to rebuild and repair the body. REM sleep, that's going to be memory, emotional intelligence, emotional processing. Okay, that should be 20 to 25%. And then light sleep, 50 to 60%. Now, you don't need to go get a fancy app to track what percentages you're hitting, but you need to start to analyze how you're sleeping, taking notes, how you're feeling, so that you can go in and we can target what we need to work on. But the optimization tactics that I put together for you are going to keep this metric in line so that we can get this if we're following these keys right here. So, first and foremost, light exposure is huge. Morning sun is where we're going to start off. So, morning light. When you wake up, you need to be getting as much light as possible. Now, if you're a police officer, if you're a nurse, and you have some kind of night schedule, artificial light will do. Try to get as much bright light as possible. However, if you're waking up on a normal daytime schedule, you need to get outside ASAP when you wake up. Pound a glass of water, get outside. And the reason for this, even if you're sleeping late, it's 10 p.m., maybe you wake up, morning sun right when it's that red light, whatever time it may be, that's going to anchor your REM sleep in, and it's going to anchor your circadian rhythm, which is your natural 24-hour clock, your sleep-wake cycle. I know we're moving fast, but this, if you can hit this, that's already going to solve 50% of the problems related to sleep, because you're going to lock in that natural cycle, and your body's going to do what it does best, take care of itself, heal itself, reach that, equilibrium, that's the word I'm looking for, and take care of the rest. So get light exposure first thing when you wake up and lock in your circadian rhythm. The next part to that is going to be nighttime light exposure. Blue light, phones, screens, TVs, computers, LEDs. These are going to trick your body because it's about the wavelength. So, and one more thing I need to touch on because I'm moving quick. We're excited. We're fighting the war. When you wake up, even if you're in New York, it's 20 degrees outside, it's -5 degrees, and it's cloudy, getting outside is still going to be better than indoor lighting, because the lumens, which is the brightness of the sun, even behind those clouds, and the wavelength in which the light is penetrating your eye is going to send a signal to the hypothalamus, or a part of your brain that's going to say, hey, it's morning, it's daytime, sun's up, we need to be up. So get outside first, and then nighttime. Try to eliminate as much artificial light as possible. Now, I'm not telling you to go light 100 candles. I mean, your wife might like that. She thinks it's going to be something crazy going on, but you don't need to light your whole house with candles. You don't need to skip out on movie time with your kids. Just be conscious of artificial light, maybe dim them. Don't be exposed to a ton of huge floodlights unless you're filming something. And put the phone away 30 minutes before bed. If you can start with that, if you can put the TV on a timer. I see so many people just leaving their TV on all night. If that's you, set a timer. I mean, you shouldn't even have a TV in the bedroom from my point of view. You shouldn't be watching TV before bed. But if you do, put it on a timer, get the blue light out of the bedroom, make the room as dark as possible, okay? Dark equals sleep, light equals wake. So fix the circadian rhythm and focus on light. Number 2 is gonna be temperature. Many studies have concluded that sleeping in a room, I can't even write, I just wrote it too, 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit is optimal for not only falling asleep, because your body is naturally going to cool itself, your body temperature is going to drop when you're trying to fall asleep, but this temperature is optimal for deep sleep and staying in sleep. So this kind of ties into interruption, which is what we're going to get into next. But if you're waking up a lot, if you're getting hot, cold, your body can't thermoregulate properly, set the temperature 65 to 70 degrees and watch your sleep do magic. Number 3 ties hand in hand with number 2, interruption. So if you're waking up to pee in the middle of the night, that was something that I was struggling with. I was an athlete, pounding water, trying to stay hydrated throughout the day. If you're on a health journey, you're drinking a lot more water, but you're noticing you're waking up in the middle of the night to pee and it's annoying, or you're having some kind of crazy dreams. I used to have sleep paralysis, all kinds of different little sleep disorders that I realized when I implemented all of these strategies, they simply went away and my body is operating better than it's ever in the history of my entire career. So interruption, that's going to be a couple tips I'm going to give you guys. Number 1, stop drinking water an hour before bed and go pee before you go to bed so you don't wake up having to go pee. And also food. If possible, avoid a big meal, right before bed. If you can eat your last meal 2 to 3 hours, that will be perfect so that your body's not in a digestive state while you're trying to sleep. Because deep sleep's gonna be in that beginning stage. But that's where you're restoring. So if you want high testosterone, high energy, good restore, you want to recover from a workout, you want good skin, good mental, cognitive function, you want to make sure that your body's not prioritizing digestion while you're sleeping, but getting into the proper sleep cycle. So 2 to 3 hours is enough. If you can do a little bit more, that's great. And if you did have a huge day, you got home late, you do need a little bit of food because you're worn out, some healthy carbs before bed won't hurt. They'll actually help you sleep if you had a big day. So something light like some raw honey, or simply just try to eat 2 to 3 hours before bed. And that's gonna fix a lot of the interruption problems. All right, going in, this ties hand in hand with consistency, which is number 4, consistency, going to bed, waking up at the same time every day. That's going to help the circadian rhythm. That's going to help that sleep-wake cycle so that your body is consistent and it knows when to wake up, when to fall asleep, and you're on that 24-hour clock because your metabolism, your brain is operating on the circadian rhythm, whether you're on board or not. That's just the way nature works, and if we can optimize it, we can use it for our benefit. And that's going to help with interruption. If you're waking up and going to sleep at the same time every day, well, you're probably going to stop waking up. I know you will stop waking up in the middle of the night, having a lot of different problems because your body's not confused. It knows it's time to sleep, and it's going to have the proper cycles, most importantly, which is going to be that efficiency, right? So even if you're sleeping 8 hours right now, but you're not getting enough light sleep or deep sleep or REM sleep, when you have the consistency and the circadian rhythm dialed in, now your body is going to naturally take care of this process. You're going to feel amazing. You're going to have clear skin. You're going to have confidence. And you're going to be ready to go. You're going to be recovering. So my sleep metrics, now that I track it with a watch, and they used to be terrible, but now that I've dialed this in, according to research, I'm in the top 1% of all humans with data recorded in terms of my sleep metrics. And think about that, what that's doing. So a lot of people, you might be opting for TRT or all these supplements. You're spending all this money. But realistically, if you can just optimize your sleep, that's going to do so much more for your hormones, your health, your cognitive function. I mean, it's like being on a limitless drug. Your brain, you can just cook because it's restored. You're having proper dreams, emotional intelligence, everything's cooking, everything's working right for you. So Focus on this, it's free, and it's gonna keep you healthier rather than causing, spending a lot of money, having premature aging, synthetic injections, lifelong dependency, all kinds of nonsense that you don't need, that the pharmaceutical industry and the propaganda machine is telling you that you need to rely on. Their garbage. So don't listen to that, fix the problem. Consistency, go to bed, wake up at the same time. And I know I'm ranting, but this is really important. If you have a night shift, maybe you're a police officer, or nurse, doctor, some of you have an off schedule, you might be 3 days on, 7 days off, something like that. Try to keep a consistent schedule as much as possible. And again, there's always little exceptions, but keep it as much as possible. And then if you're someone who's waking up early for a work schedule during the week, but then sleeping in the catch up during the weekend because you're burnt out, you don't have energy, you're not recovering. Well, if we can actually get this consistency, it might suck for you for a week or 2 weeks, but I'm telling you, long-term return on investment of having this efficiency, you're gonna wake up naturally at the same time. You're not even gonna need an alarm clock. You're gonna feel amazing, have limitless energy, perform better. Everything's gonna be way better. So suck it up for a week, 2 weeks, get the consistency down, and it's gonna pay dividends down the road. Really, that's it. If you can do all those, you're gonna be dialed in. My last point is supplements here, but you guys know I don't like to talk about supplements much, promote a bunch of, buy this, buy this. A lot of people want the quick fix. They want the easy solution, and they're not doing the basics. So if you're not doing anything that I just mentioned, get that down first. You don't need to buy anything. But if you're doing everything and you want a little bit of an edge, something natural, supplementation, you can experiment with magnesium glycinate. That's going to help you stay in a deep sleep, help relax the muscles, repair the central nervous system so that you're recovering from your workouts. It's going to help with stress. When the body is stressed, whether that's good stress, eustress from exercise, or poor stress from, let's say, Wi-Fi radiation, which I didn't even put on this, but now that we're getting into it, shut the Wi-Fi off when you're sleeping. Okay, I'm not telling you to hardwire your whole house and be a hippie and live in the mountains, but if you can shut off, put your Wi-Fi on a timer, shut it off between midnight and 5 a.m., let's say, times that you would never use it, or whatever time, maybe you're up late, whatever it is, find a time where nobody in the house is using it, have it on a timer, you do it one time, you'll never have to think about it again, your sleep's gonna improve. But I brought that up because it's stress. So Wi-Fi radiation, EMF, Bluetooth, stress from work, lighting, whatever it is, magnesium is the first thing that kind of takes that hit. It's like a bulletproof vest, and it gets hit, now you got to get a new vest. So magnesium is going to help with stress, getting in a deep sleep. L-theanine, which is an amino acid, you can take that about an hour to 2 hours before bed. That's going to help relax you, help you get into kind of this light sleep, which is going to set the tone and the stage for the rest of the night for you. Without having a drowsy effect or a drug effect or any kind of addictive effects or anything like that. So you can experiment with magnesium glycinate, L-theanine, and glycine, which is also commonly found in bone broth. Also, I'm going to give you guys some foods really quickly here that have all these, so you don't have to buy the supplements. Raw dairy, raw cheese, raw milk is going to have your magnesium. Bone broth is going to have glycine, and that's going to pair with the magnesium. It's going to help the body relax, repair the nervous system, and get you set for a great day the next day. So focus on all these before you focus on supplementation. You're going to be dialed in. You're going to be way ahead of the majority of the population, and it's going to feel like you're on a limitless drug. You're going to have better recovery. You won't need any synthetic hormones, and you're going to feel way better. If this video helped you out, like and share. The pharmaceutical industry wants to suppress this type of content. Free knowledge, free information to reclaim our vitality. I've put together an entire training to revamp your hormones. It's free. Click the link below. Let's go to war.